I'm Lucy.
And I'm Natty.
And this is On the Bench,
a series shot in beautiful Bath, celebrating independence and the highs and lows of running your own business.
And today on the bench, we welcome Claire.
Hey.
Hi, Claire.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
being here.
We're supposed to be shooting this in a heat wave, and I feel like there are too many jumpers
we're not
for this situation.
Yeah, it was like it's summer today, and then hasn't quite materialised.
Hasn't quite materialised. But Claire is the co-owner of a brand called Odd Goose, who are a stationery brand for children. Funky stationery for children, is that yours?
Yeah, well, it's for kids and big kids as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We'll come to that more
Yeah.
because I sell a lot to adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Odd Goose are stocked in my shop,
Yeah.
as well as Natty's historically as well.
Yeah.
I think you were one of the first.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice. That's really warm and fuzzy.
It's grown in Bath,
Yes.
built, like dreamed up in Bath, produced in Bath.
Yep. We're very
Mhm.
Bath. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about how the idea came about.
So I think it's like a two-part. So I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it's a two-part beginning. So partially me and Darren, who I run the business with.
Your husband?
Yes, also that.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something together because we used to work together, and then we had kind of a break, or we didn't. So we wanted to start a thing together, and then we kind of went through different ideas and stuff. My background's in sort of lettering and type and design, and also stationery and print. And his is print and lots of other things as well. So we kind of came together naturally. Also having kids, you guys know, you have kids. A lot of kids' stuff isn't like, especially in sort of paper world, so like sketch books.
It's not always the most beautifully designed.
Yeah, so it's a combination of, it's often quite like, just not aesthetically pleasing, but also the quality usually isn't there. So we used to, especially with our eldest, when he was smaller, I'd either get him like really cheapy stuff that would just break, the pencils would snap, the paper would just like bleed, or I'd have to get him like grown-up stuff, which was very nice, but then it was too nice. You know, kids like use things heavily or eat them, or so it was like there was nothing for like the in-between.
In that, but I think that's why you've done so well, is because you've got that perfect balance of like playful design, really like all of everything that you produce is really just clever. It's really clever and playful, but also very satisfying.
Yes.
It's very satisfying. It's very
There's
well
nothing
made.
better than a good piece of stationery.
Yeah.
But I think that's what parents are looking for.
Yes.
I feel like I'm very particular about what I have in my house and what I welcome into my house.
Yeah.
It's not just, I'm really conscious that the kids can just go and buy tons of tat nowadays with their pocket money. You can get £1 or £2 and just buy loads of rubbish. But actually, let's choose things well, and let's have things that you're going to appreciate and your parents are going to appreciate.
So that's like, actually, I think nearly that exact sentence is somewhere on our website, that like about being careful about what you bring into your home and then what you produce, so in terms of the planet as well. And then trying to find that balance of something that you're happy to have.
And also you can, what I always find is like, I want to do activities with my children that I enjoy as well, that bring me joy, that like that's a shared thing. Yeah. And I feel like you're a lot of, in particular like your doodle pads and your you did an advent calendar. Yes. You work with Darren, who's your husband. Yes. How do you, because I know you said before that you wanted to do something together because you'd worked together before. So you initially you were like, let's do something together, which is really lovely. Yeah. But I also work with my husband, and it's an interesting dynamic with family life and working together. So I'd love to hear about like how you.
I mean, this is like, I can't imagine anything worse, guys.
We do hear that a lot. You're not the only person who says that. So we used to work together way back, so we've been together a long time. We started off doing like web design and then branding, so we've worked together in the past a lot. Then I worked at Mr. Heels Inc. in town for a few years full time, so we weren't working together and he was studying. So we are kind of more, our default is to work together rather than not.
Really?
So it actually works better for us to be
Did you meet
together.
working together?
We met at uni, but just quite quickly, like you'd help me with my projects and stuff, so we'd have a nice like the skills.
So romantic.
Yeah.
So it works better for us actually to be more involved. Obviously we do kind of have to. It was a bit different this time around, so we had a break from work together, so there was a bit more of a readjustment than there had been in the past. and we have quite different approaches to certain things, which
Which
does
isn't-
work in the
Yeah.
overall. But yeah, you can.
Is there a clear distinction between what you do and what he
Yeah,
does?
that's a great question. There was not intentionally, but naturally it's fallen. Like he makes more. He's very efficient. And he's good at like printing, and like he learned printing really quickly, faster than, and now is better than me,
Right.
which is quite frustrating.
Oh,
It's
no.
fine.
But he had a great teacher.
Yeah. No, so yeah, so he's good at like he makes most of the things, nearly everything actually. Product design we kind of do. I think it's together. I think maybe he comes up with more things. Anything that has illustration on it is him, and anything that has lettering on it is me. I tend to do more the sort of like marketing side and communication and the sort of wholesale outreach and all that. The computery stuff is sort of split as well. Photography is all him, so it kind of like there's been natural splits based on like what our strengths are.
And do you find, because one of the things that we try to that we find harder to manage is, of course, it bleeds into like family, like being at home, because it's a natural point of conversation, and quite often we're like, we can't talk about work tonight, we need to just enjoy being together. Or do you find that as well?
So we have like we definitely say like over lunch there's no or breakfast, no.
Do you? You're very strict with that.
We tried to do that.
Yeah, it's good.
And also in the evening someone's like, oh, I need to order. They try and like, you know,
have a cut off.
Because otherwise, it does.
Yeah,
which it needs to. Because obviously, you have to work around in slightly odd hours.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you can put like limits in somewhere.
It's funny, isn't it? Because if you were working together in an office, you'd have the 9 to 5, you'd have a very strict band. Whereas because you're independent, independent life is just you're always on. You're always work is part of your being.
You never really know when like you're going to get a great idea, or you're going to get like a surge of, and that's what I find really hard is like when the surges of energy come and you're suddenly like, oh, I can do this, like, and it's quite often it's once the kids have gone to bed and like, right, I've got this energy to do this right now that I couldn't do during the day, but then that does.
But then if it mismatches with where their energy is,
exactly. That is quite that's quite difficult. But I think I really try to make sure weekends where I can are like very much family time, and not we try to like cut off.
I think we don't manage as well with the weekends. I think because we do use bits of it to work.
Yeah, but that's just slightly different. Yeah. So you mentioned free market. Yeah. Is that how you started off doing markets, or online, or which area? Like, where did you start?
So we like first launched the website, and then I think within like a month we started doing markets. So the first year we were very market heavy, so it was like every weekend, which was a really great way to get to people to know the name and stuff.
Yes.
So that was really good. I think quite quickly we started wholesaling as well, so we got like interest, I think, through Instagram. People asked for our catalogue, and then we joined Fair, so that was all within the first like 2 months, I think. And then we got our first museum stockist, and that kind of like nudged
Who was
other
your
ones.
first museum
Royal
stockist?
Academy was the first one.
That's so cool.
And then from there, I think other ones got in touch. So
Can we make sure that we're talking about Liberty? Because you've just got your range in Liberty, and that is
this year. So that's January. So I went to see it to make sure everything.
Did that feel?
Make sure it was really there.
Did it feel unreal?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids were very unimpressed.
Were they? Oh.
They looked really bored. But
So I suppose my next question, it's absolutely cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was scooting on to the next question, and let's just have a moment for how blinking cool that is.
Really
that must
cool.
feel massive. But how on earth do you manage market life, particularly?
Yeah.
Because it's always at the weekends.
Yes.
With having 2 young children.
That is also a really good
And
question.
the fact that your husband's working with you, so like you're both in it.
Yeah. So at first, the very first ones when we didn't know what we were doing, we would have friends watch the kids. That helped. And then sometimes we brought the kids, but you can only fit so much in a car, so that's quite tricky. We've toned them down. So the first year we did them nearly every weekend, and that was just getting a bit much. So now we do fewer. So usually like once a month. And then one of us will do it instead. Yeah. So that's much more manageable. But at first it was quite it was quite intense.
And you're finding that still, like, as your wholesale's growing, you're finding that the markets are still like performing.
Yeah, it's still really good. I think it's just time-wise. I think every weekend, and they're not all as good as each other. So like I think we trying.
So what products did you start out with? Like, how did you build this range? Where did you begin? Was there like a product that was the start of everything?
There wasn't a specific one. So our main goal from the beginning was to make basically a way of encouraging creativity in kids in a way that's accessible. So when you get like activity books you can buy, they're like big chunky books. kids do like one page or they don't do it. So like just to make it more inviting, especially if you're not kind of that way inclined anyway. So we kind of wanted to cover the basis of what like stationery is. So something, things to write with, things to write on, and kind of went from there. We didn't know what our best selling ranges would be until we'd made them. So initially our main thing was made like wire-bound notebooks with different themes on the front and nice papers and stuff. And then we also came up with a notepad range, which is like an open, like flip-top format with very open-ended activities in that. And that was sort of like a second thing behind the notebooks, but actually that ended up sort of doing better. So that became like our best-selling range that we didn't anticipate. But once it,
and was that like the doodle pads and the like journal?
Yes. So they started off with a few. They're kind of it's loosely split between kind of drawing-based ones and writing-based ones, and with some journaling and stuff in there.
Because I remember the was it called My Day or My Journal?
The Daily Review.
The Daily Review.
You love that one.
I love that one because that spoke to my inner child.
Yes.
Because that was literally like what I would have wanted as a child, is to be able to go around. I'm such a little critic. Be able to like, this is what my day was like, and this is what I'm gonna. So that I think that's why I particularly love that one.
The idea of those is that they're like bite-sized, so they're not like there's a mini journal version as well, which is just like your day, so it doesn't take long to do. The mini comic as well is similar.
The comic's really popular.
Like,
that's definitely my bestseller.
Do like a little thing. It doesn't take too long. It can get finished in one sitting, which gives you like that little sort of encouragement to keep going. So those have worked really well, and then also for grown-ups as well, which we didn't anticipate from the beginning. I mean,
did you specifically think it was
originally very kid specific?
Yeah.
And then from doing markets and interacting with people, so we do Froome regularly and other markets as well, that people would often buy for themselves or for other grown-ups. And so that kind of helped us refine our positioning.
Particularly you have a inventions pad.
Yes.
And that over Christmas when I was selling it mainly went to grown-ups than it did children.
Well.
Yeah.
That looks like initially on face value looks quite kid-centric, so it's very like you choose your thing you've invented and has little fun icons. But yeah, we've sold loads to grown-ups who work in science labs and stuff, and it's very fun seeing.
I don't think it looks childish though. I don't think it looks.
I think it's
it's not. Yeah, that was another thing.
Yeah.
That we,
it just feels practical and very satisfying to fill in, like the days of Filofax.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so proud of my first Filofax, and your range speaks to that 8-year-old in me.
Classic. Yeah.
So you mentioned like both of you come up with new ideas. So like how do you come up with new ideas, and what's like in the pipeline? What are you working on? Have you got new stuff coming out soon?
Yes. So the new stuff is a mix. So it's either something we just want to make. More often, I think it's based on something. So either like something that consistently we get asked for, or we have like gaps in our range. So we notice that when we're like looking at the catalog, or when we're looking at different stockists where we have like an area of interest that we don't have. Sometimes, at first there was some age consideration in there, but less now.
Yeah.
A little bit, and then also where we have price point gaps. Or based on which price points work and what else can fill that one. So at the minute, like we noticed, especially over Christmas, we have like a flip top series of notebook, which are like wire bound, and they retail at £10, which is a nice round number, and they do really, really well compared to like the slightly bigger notebooks, which are 16. So that £10 mark works really well. So we came up with a new way of, because we'd done that range kind of almost as an afterthought, like it was only a few products and it wasn't very prominent. But as it was doing better, we've now overhauled that. Come up with new designs and new formats, and that's already like we've not had that for long, maybe like 2 weeks, and that's already proving to like, work. So that was kind of designed based on feedback from.
How satisfying to have such speedy feedback on things. And I think that's the same for us in the shops, right? Like because we're trying to get new product in all the time, it's really interesting to have that real. I'm going to use the word call and response. Not the right thing, but like immediate feedback to be like, this is working or this isn't.
But also, how cool is it that you can have an idea and then you can just make it?
That
is so cool.
It's
so
cool.
Be like, I have this, because that's one of the things that I find frustrating sometimes, is that I don't have I'm not a maker as such, really. I dabble with fabric, but I love the idea of just being like, I've got this idea, and then just immediately after that afternoon being like, let's try it.
Like you can just draw it up,
get it on
Print it,
press.
because you've got all of your printing press
Yes,
at
so
home, right?
Yeah, we do. Like, I think it's definitely easier now that we've got a bunch of products that are certain types, so we can make more of a type without having to reinvent it. So it's easier. So like notepads work really well. So we're like coming up with I think 4 new designs that just fit right
Exciting.
into the range that already exists. So it's easier than starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's also proven we know what works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I guess the kind of process behind a completely new product is a lot slower.
Yes.
And you kind of have to then like
A lot more research.
and an element of testing of like testing it out. And
the Christmas was really good for testing what worked. People will give you feedback. You can see right away what works.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely having people in person is a really good way to see what works and what's missing as well.
I feel like I'm super, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. Like you're super all over, you've got your fingers in lots of pies, Claire. Like you have a branding business, you talk at a lot of events, you're part of associations to do with like hat lettering and things. And you're at the print on paper festival.
Festival in June.
Yeah. So like your world is multifaceted.
Yes.
And let's a quick shout out because you did my branding for me.
Yes.
Hurrah! And it looks lush.
fun.
And I get lots of compliments on it. But I suppose like where do you find time for you? And when you do find that time for you, what do you do?
Well, I'd like when you do enjoy working, you can find the areas that are more fun and then work on that. Like if you're making something or I don't know, designing a new thing. That's like a treat.
Yeah.
Because with a product-based business, it feels like you would spend most of your time making, but actually that's like a chunk of it. There's all the other stuff that isn't that.
Not enough of it is the fun.
So like doing that, it's like useful because it is rewarding. Like I like doing something for myself that's also useful. I don't.
Do you like read? Do you listen to podcasts? Do you listen to music?
Yeah, we listen to podcasts a lot while we work. And music as well. I do try and go to there's a live drawing at the Grapes on weeknights. So I go with friends to that. That's really nice because it's like something, that you have to concentrate on just that. It's wonderful.
Like super disciplined.
It's difficult, so you have to like.
And you're with company, and you're outside of your like you're in a pub.
So that's really nice.
Yeah.
What's your vibe in your studio at home then? If you're listening to podcasts and music, what are you listening to?
Oh, good question. So we do a lot of history podcasts that just like tell you a story, unless someone is emailing with like lots of words, in which case you can't hear. So we do music, but
I want to know what your favourite historical era is.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm more about modern history, and Danny is more ancient history.
Okay.
So we cover a whole.
You cover a whole spectrum.
No, he knows a lot more than I do.
So I want to really drill down into which area though. So my favourite is the Anglo-Saxons.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Flippin' love the Anglo-Saxon.
Hilarious.
Yes, it's very niche.
Oh, cool.
But have you had to pick?
I think it's quite a.
I think I just really like Vikings. Have you ever watched The Last Kingdom?
No, but I.
Oh, Uhtred, son of Uhtred. If there's any way to get me interested in history, it's a hunky Viking.
I really like sort of, I guess, ancient history. Like I really enjoy like Mayan and that kind of.
So you and Darren might have a lot to talk about.
Well, I think
downstairs and toppings.
Sounds like Darren's got some more. More conversation than I do about it. I've been to Machu Picchu.
Tick. Done. Ancient history nerd.
But it's more in terms of like the connection to nature. I find it really fascinating, and the way in which, like, I remember when we went to Machu Picchu, there are like certain areas where the light would fall through when the moon hits at certain points in the year and things like that. I find all of that relationship between architecture, between building and the sky and nature, fascinating.
So you like the thing about the street, here.
Yeah. What's the one? No, I don't.
Which one is it? Great Ptolemy Street.
Oh, Titanic.
No, it's when the sun sets. It's like it's angled a certain way, so when the sun sets, so it does a thing. It comes down the street. I think there's a thing.
So, okay, while we're chatting, did you know that Bath?
Are we going to get into this because we just are getting all of these facts slightly wrong?
People might find it interesting. Titanic. So apparently, Great Parliament Street is the same length and width as the Titanic.
Oh, that is a good fact.
Isn't that good? I tell people in the shop that quite a lot.
I'd really like to go on a Bath walking tour.
Should we do
to just
it?
know more.
Me too. I think it'd be quite useful. I think we're going to get a van coming up here in a second. I'm not quite sure what he's doing.
I've just got one last question.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to get a
Your
van.
favourite?
Where are you going? Are you coming through or?
2 minutes?
Okay.
He's fine.
Okay.
I've just got one more question
go for
that I'd like to end on. If someone watching this hasn't visited Bath and is intending to visit Bath, after they've visited Hidden Store and the River Mouse, where should they go? Where are your top Bath hitters, seeing as you're a local?
That's a great question. I don't want to give it away, but we like Henrietta Park a lot.
Oh, Henrietta Park.
It's quieter and it's it's got it has the garden feel.
Yeah.
It's such a great spot, and I think it's underused. I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to shout about it.
Well, that's also the thing. That,
Shall I edit that out?
The water, the Peace Garden in Henrietta.
Yeah. Obviously, because we're very central, we use try not to go too much, but all the cafes are really nice. Like I like Picnic, it's right next to us, and Walker House, Society Cafe. So there's all the cafes.
Yeah.
Solid. And Topping for books, and
Yes.
also at night. That's such a great spot to go in the evening because it's open.
Yes,
Every day
so
till
nice.
wonderful. A Sunday evening, just glorious.
And the events there are so good.
Yeah, we love Topping.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad.
You didn't feel too grilled.
No, that was really fun. We could have kept going, especially the
I think we could,
streets.
Yeah.
but we need to open the shops.
Yeah.
Sad times.
Yeah.
Come in though and continue the conversation.